just say at the top of our interview that my thoughts and prayers are obviously with the men and women in uniform who are at this moment fighting to make the world more secure and implement the president's vision of making sure that Iran will not get its hands on a nuclear facility, a nuclear capability and a ballistic missile capability. Then to the question. I know the president was angry because he feels that European and other allies have been too slow. The good news here is that since Thursday, a group of 22 countries, most of them from NATO, but also Japan, Korea, Australia, New Zealand, the UAE and Bahrain, most of the other countries from NATO, coming together to implement his vision of making sure that the Strait of Hormuz is free, is opening up as soon as that is possible. So we are now planning, the military people and others, amongst this group of 22 nations and with the US, when can we do that, what is needed, and how should we do this?
Yeah, can you give us any more concrete direction on that logistically? Will they be sending ships? Will they be sending air support? Will they be sending people and personnel?
Well, let me first of all say that I know there is a lot of debate in the US and in Europe whether this campaign of the president against Iran was necessary. And let me tell you, it is. It is crucial that the president, that the US is doing this, to take out the nuclear capability and the ballistic missile capability, because this is posing a threat. It is an existential threat to Israel. It is a threat to the region. It is a threat to Europe, to the whole world. And so it is really crucial that the US is doing this. And I hope that people understand that argument, even if they're doubting whether it was necessary or not. It is necessary, and I commend the president's leadership on this.
The relationship's a very good one, I think so. You know, we want more or less similar things. You know what we want? We want victory. Both of us, and that's what we've got. Well, you know, I may have a plan or I may not, but how would I ever say that to a reporter? If I said that to a reporter, Marco would say, "Please, sir, let's bring you over to the helicopter immediately." Right? No, I can't tell you that. It's certainly a place that's people are talking about, but I can't say. Yeah.
The war was militarily won.
We have in our hemisphere a regime operated by an indicted narco-trafficker that became a base of operation for virtually every competitor, adversary, and enemy in the world. It was, for Iran, their primary spot of operation in the Western Hemisphere was Venezuela. For Russia, their primary base of operation in the Western Hemisphere, along Cuba and Nicaragua, was Venezuela. In the case of China, China was receiving oil at a huge, about $20 a barrel discount, and they weren't even paying money for it. It was being used to pay down debt that they were owed. This is the oil of the people of Venezuela, and it was being given to the Chinese as barter at a $20 discount per barrel in some cases. And so you had basically three of our primary opponents in the world operating from our hemisphere from that spot.
U.S. President Donald Trump hosted Latin American leaders in Florida on Saturday to announce the formation of a military coalition against drug cartels.
The heart of our agreement is a commitment to using lethal military force to destroy the sinister cartels and terrorist networks once and for all. We'll get rid of them.
At least a dozen.
War in this context and in pursuit of peace is necessary.
Our military is the greatest in the world, with the greatest equipment and the greatest people in the world. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore. Our military is the greatest in the world, with the greatest equipment and the greatest people in the world. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They're not the bully of the Middle East anymore.